Since young, I've always wondered how such a heavy machine can fly in the sky. Shortly after I got my O-level results, I applied for SP Aeronautical Engineering as my first choice without hesitation. And 3 years later, I can proudly say that my decision back then was correct. This is my final year project, the iconic unmanned aerial vehicle, or simply the aeroplane without a pilot. My team has spent almost a year on this project, and over time we developed an emotional attachment to this place. After I graduate, I'm sure I'm going to miss this place very much. My most memorable moment in SP was doing community service work under the Community Service and Cultural Club. We help the children and senior citizens around Singapore, and this experience has made me become a more humble person. My proudest moment in SP was winning the silver medal in Polite Championship for Water Polo in 2011. Although the team didn't manage to win the championship, but we know that our effort and hard work have paid off. The sense of achievement is just beyond words.
When I first came to SP in 2010 for an open house, it gave me a very friendly and homely feel. SP offers the course which I want, which is Environmental Management and Water Technology. After 3 years, I really love the space here. I have fun-loving coursemates, and we encourage each other to do our best. Sometimes we are really lame, but it really helps us to de-stress. My 3 years in SP have been really memorable. In my first year, I went to Sichuan, China for a community service trip. In my second year, I went to Stanford University for a study trip. And last year, I was at Washington DC for the Nectar's World Cup. With SP, this is so possible. SP is a nurturing ground and has shaped me to become a more passionate and confident individual who will go all out to help the environment and the lesser communities.
In the past, I used to be very shy and reserved and lack confidence in myself. But through these 3 years in SP, going through all those presentations and group work, I now gain more confidence in myself in terms of communication and working with different people and environment. One of the most memorable experiences in SP has to be being the exco of my student chapter. We plan and organize events for students to develop and bond. So such events include the community service, the Meta Home, the annual barbecue, the Sports Day Challenge, as well as career talks. So through all these experiences, I've discovered that the planning and executing an event is not easy. However, the rewards that it brings and seeing how it benefits my peers made it all worthwhile. In year 2, my friend and I got a chance to be attached to Newcastle University for overseas attachment. While we were there, we not only gained knowledge on chemical engineering, but as well as develop ourselves to be more independent. So I really thank SP for giving me the chance to further my learning.
I used to be shy and quiet, but after joining the Diploma in Creative Writing for TV and New Media course at SP, I've become a much more confident and sociable person, which will help me greatly in my career as a journalist. I took up a Diploma Plus in Humanitarian Affairs, so as part of that, I actually joined Mercy Relief on a relief mission to Japan to help tsunami victims. I think that the trip changed my life. I had a whole new perspective when I came back. As part of the leadership program, I joined an expedition to Mount Kinabalu. So at first I thought I wouldn't be able to make it because I'm quite physically weak, but we trained really hard for it. After the trip, I realized that I could do things that I never thought possible because I didn't think that I could climb a mountain before, but I did it.
I was from SP Kenjutsu Club and also serving as the president back then. In SP Kenjutsu, I learned one of the key things which is to respect. We respect our opponent, respect the sword, respect our seniors, and also to friends, families, and the people around us. During my 3 years of study in aerospace electronics, it has equipped me with knowledge on different instruments on board of the aircraft and also inspired me to know more on how aircraft really works. One of my most memorable experience was an OCS trip to Tuxiangyan. We worked together with different kind of beneficiaries. They are poor folks and the children who all suffered from the 2008 Sichuan earthquake. And Lian Daga was one of them who was physically handicapped. He taught me that when you have the will in mind, nothing is impossible. He even trekked up the hill faster than all of us who are all able-bodied men. My internship took place at Civil Aviation University of China. On top of having my lecture and lecture notes in Chinese, I will also have to translate to my non-Chinese friends on what my lecturers had taught. And I thank SP for giving me this overseas experience.
The
proudest moment in SP was when I represented SP in Singapore in the SCIVE Students in Free Enterprise competition in 2011 at KL, Malaysia. What inspired me to continue was the faces of the children I interacted with, the mothers who I knew could now afford to have food to go around the whole family, and the farmers who can afford to send their children to school. In my third year, I went on a leadership training camp to Ipoh, Malaysia. And my main challenge in this camp was the whitewater rafting because I'm not a very confident swimmer. But I learned to be a more independent person and a more effective leader. Being part of the Rotrack Lab community, one main project was this joint trip with NYP to Johor Cheshire Home. We interacted with old folks and children and we taught them handicraft skills. So in the future, these skills can be used to provide an alternative source of income for them. After I leave SP, I do plan to further my education, but before that, I want to join a social enterprise and intern in one because I dream of setting up my own social enterprise in the future.
I chose SP because I felt like it was the right choice for me and there was this homely feeling there. On top of that, it's the one and only polytechnic in Singapore to offer a specialised human resource management course with psychology. I'm proud to represent SP in the NTU HR Youth Forum, where we actually emerged first among other teams which include JCs and other polytechnics. One of the most memorable experiences I had in SP is the Overseas Community Service Project at Bintan in 2011, where we actually painted schools, we built roads and pavements and farms. From this experience, I learned to be more appreciative of what I have here in Singapore. The feeling was very much satisfying when you actually improve their living conditions, and I wouldn't mind going through all of this experience again in the future. After graduating from SP, I would like to pursue my degree in a local U, but I would like to venture into different areas of business studies such as sales and marketing or tourism and hospitality management.
I'm grateful to the lecturers and SP Design School for being so passionate about teaching us students. They really make sure our ideas are at its fullest potential before we develop them. I like the library because it's full of up-to-date design books that serves as a great source of inspiration. I'll definitely miss the library when I leave SP. The student agency is where I spend most of my time in SP. It's allowed me to get a gist of what it feels like to work in an actual agency and handle real-life clients. One of the bigger projects we work on every year is SP Open House. TSA has allowed me to build my portfolio and has given me an extra boost of confidence in entering the industry. I had the chance to set up an exhibition at London's College of Communication with a few of my friends from the student agency. Going to London has taught me to rethink conventions and experiment with method and expression while developing new ideas. My proudest moment in SP was when our exhibit was featured in a local newspaper. The exhibition, The Happiness Machine, was set up in Bugis Plus and it revolves around creating an artifact which would make Singaporeans happy.
I chose Diploma in Marine Engineering and SP because I love to travel and I love the sea. Desk-bound job was never one of my options because I always look forward to an adventure! This is the engine control room where we marine engineers spend most of our time at. The facilities here are very similar to what we'll see on board ships, and I'll definitely miss having lessons here with my classmates when I graduate. I remember I was year 1, I was given the opportunity to sail on board a training vessel in Japan. On this trip, I was given an opportunity to work as a marine engineer. This experience enabled me to gain more interest in my course and it made me confident that I picked the right choice. Throughout my 3 years in SP, SMAC Clubhouse has served as a second home for me, where I spend countless of hours planning activities and events for the fellow maritime students. What motivates me to do well as a president are the support and concern I get from my committee members. Always remember, one SMAC, one big family.
Well done guys, it's been 3 years of hard work.
And now it's time for us to make use of whatever we have learned in SP as we embark on our new journey.
I hope you continue to pursue your dreams, whatever they are.
Have a goal in life, be passionate about what you are doing.
Go after what you want. Don't let anybody tell you no.
Now's the time to move higher.
Keep up the good work and continue to make SP proud.
And I wish all of you the best in whatever you decide to do.